All right, guys, welcome to Deespresso Thoughts. This is episode 3. As you guys know, I drop episodes every other Thursday at 7 p.m. So tune in with me. If you're new here, hopefully you like the podcast. Hopefully you enjoy it. And if you are a listener or occasionally listen, thank you for your support. Guys, it means a lot to me, guys. So let's get started. This is Deespresso Thoughts. This is the late night reflections for the bold, the tired, and the figuring it out. So, guys, if you're here right now, it's probably one of those nights you're thinking a little too much, feeling a little too much, or maybe life's just moving a little faster than you expected. Either way, you're exactly where you need to be. I like to start these podcasts off with a message of the day. And for today, my message of the day for you guys is this. The heaviest things in life are unmade decisions. And most of your stress doesn't come from what you did. It comes from what you keep avoiding. And a lot of you guys aren't stuck. You're just delaying the version of yourself you already knew you were supposed to become. And only you can change your life. And deep down, you already know what needs to happen. And that's just a message for all of the people watching, whether you're going through something or whether you're not. So, guys, a lot of people ask me, and maybe I didn't do a good job explaining in episode 1, why Deespresso Thoughts? Why Deespresso Noir? And honestly, it started with a simple idea, but it turned into something that I thought can be bigger than I expected. So Deespresso Noir came first. That's my batch Deespresso Martini brand. Pour, add ice, shake, and serve. 4 simple steps. But if you know me, you know I've always been D. And at one point, I was literally known as the Espresso Martini guy. So naturally, D plus espresso, Deespresso was born. But here's where it shifted. I didn't just want a drink brand. I didn't just want a podcast. I wanted something that felt like a reflection of me. Because Deespresso isn't just about what's in your glass. It's about what comes out of you when life hits. It's the late nights. It's the real thoughts. Everything we talk about today. It's the unfiltered conversations. It's the part of you that don't always make it into the daylight. So Deespresso is the version of you that shows up when the world is quite down. And that's why this isn't just a podcast. This is a brand that can live anywhere, globally, on Mars, any planet, because everybody everywhere has these moments. And I often tell people that Deespresso Thoughts is just a videographed journal of my life that I like to share with you guys, stories I like to share with you guys, uplifting messages I like to share with you guys, because you never know who's going through something. And I just want to be that beacon of hope to somebody that may need it. So guys, I got a funny story. So this shit threw me off. It might be like a off story, but I'm chilling with one of my boys. His name is Josh, and we're around some of our homegirls. We're just vibing, listening to music. Nothing crazy. And one of them pulls out this book, and it's not like a regular book. It's you look up your birthday, and it tells you your assigned sex position. So already I'm like, this is like about to get chaotic. I don't know what the hell is going on. So Josh goes first. I'm not really paying attention, and then I do mine. And then the girls are like, Josh, what did you get? And he says what he got. It was this weird position where the man was upside down. it was so freaking weird. Like I'm like, who the fuck made this shit? But anyway, when he said it, I froze, and and it's not because of the position that was assigned. I'm not worried about. It's the fact that we had the same exact birthday, and everybody has always met somebody with the same exact birthday as them, but I have never ever met anyone with the same exact birthday as me. So it threw me off. It was kind of surreal in a way. Like out of all the people in the world, and this is like kind of a new friend. I met him a while back here in Seattle. And I randomly met this dude, and we got the same birthday. So it's so funny. And I'm sitting there just flabbergasted. I'm like, what are the freaking odds that we're like cosmically aligned in a way? So the universe really copied and pasted. I would say he's kind of like a white version of me, to be honest. Like literally same disposition, same characteristics. It's so weird when you meet somebody with your exact birthday, because you always wonder, is this person like me? Like is horoscopes and everything we read now, is that accurate things? And honestly, so far with my first one, yes, it seems pretty accurate, and I never experienced that kind of disbelief in my life. It was crazy. But anyway, yeah, it was fun. We all had a good time. It was definitely some laughs in there, because they got the weirdest positions in these birthday books. It's so weird. You literally open the book, you scroll to the month, and then you go to the exact day, and it'll tell you what position you're assigned. And the position was a little, what was it? A little fruity for my taste, but to each his own. I didn't create the book, and I don't do that position. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put the position up and show you guys. It's gonna be so freaking funny. You're gonna laugh. I'm gonna put it with the video so you guys can see it if you're watching along. But speaking of alignment, let's talk about something real quick. I kind of been gassing myself lately. Like, my face card been going crazy lately. And I'm not even saying that on no arrogant shit. I'm saying that because I noticed something. Over the past few months, the amount of compliments I've been getting, like, I've been feeling different. Like, different. And it made me realize something extremely important. Sometimes it's not that you just become more attractive. It's that your energy finally caught up to who you've always been. And I've always carried myself in a very happy way. I've always been positive. I'm always smiling. Everybody knows me. Like, you're always smiling. Like, what are you smiling at? But I just love to smile. I love to give off good energy. I love to uplift people. And so I think my looks is catching up to how strong my energy actually is. And because there's a debate about this, and there are some instances, because people don't really respond to looks first. They respond to presence. And there's something about it when you're locked in, when you're building, when you're focused. It amplifies everything about you. If it's like a pheromone, it's like people can smell it on you, and they're like, wow, this guy's, there's something about him. His energy's great. Which leads me to this next concept that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and it's called signal amplification. Signal amplification bias. And really intelligent people, really attractive people, they don't just exist quietly. Their traits get amplified. So if you're confident, it gets noticed more. If you're insecure, that gets noticed too. If you're disciplined, people feel it. And if you're lost, people feel that too. So the real question isn't, am I enough? It's, what version of myself am I amplifying right now? And what does that guy say? What is that freaking what's that little YouTuber's name or streamer's name who be tripping? Clavicular. So right now, I'm in my looks maxing era. I don't do the shit that he do, but I will say I'm in my looks maxing era because man, just the confidence level has been crazy over the past few months, and I've been feeling great. I've been feeling happy. Everything about me just you can feel it in the room. And I thought I would never get to that point where I felt so comfortable with myself, and I felt so confident. Because one thing about me is that height has always been an insecurity of mine. Every single friend that I've ever had, really, besides one or two, has been taller than me. And I'm not just talking about just friends that I don't see that often. I'm talking about friends that I see pretty much on a consistent basis. All of those friends are literally taller than me. So I've always have gone into rooms maybe not as confident as I should be. So now I'm feeling blessed. The universe is fully aligning with me, and it's a blessing. It feels great. And don't get it twisted, because sometimes I still be out here confused as hell, y'all. And like the other day, I forgot what I was watching. No. Somebody messaged me on Instagram, and like, you know how like if you're not following somebody, it goes to your requested. And I got this weird ass DM from I never know the politically correct way to say this, but it was from someone in the LGBT community. They were trans, and they just sent me like a weird message. And in the message, it has something like neo vagina, and I just learned what a neo vagina is. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. I wish I didn't. I really wish I didn't. I could have went the rest of my life without finding out what that was, because now I got a question. Now I got questions I never needed answers to. Like, what do they even feel? What does that feel like? Oh God, like I literally got into a rabbit hole. And some information in life, you're literally just not supposed to come across. And I think that's why Instagram made your requested inbox, because people are bold on the internet nowadays, But that brings me back to my confident point. That's another reason. As of late, I've been getting, not that this matters, but like I've been seeing like a bunch of requested messages, and it's like, hi, like I just wanted to say that you're attractive, yada yada yada, and I always appreciate a good compliment. I always say thank you, and I always give a person a compliment back, because I'm not shallow, and I always want to pay something back, even if I don't believe it. Actually, I won't say something I don't believe. I'll always give I'll find a compliment. I will find a compliment. So yeah, that's what happened. I did want to get into this haircut controversy. I never know how to say that word. Controversy. And I want to talk about something regarding the haircut controversy. Fuck, see, I did it again. I can't say that word. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about guys getting their haircuts, because this is serious. Because the moment I get a fresh cut, yeah, I'm outside. Like I'm outside immediately. I'm hitting my strut. Now, if you know, you know. And strut got two meanings. One, it's walking with confidence. Like you're that guy, And two, strut is an acronym that I use or that I follow after I get a haircut. And the acronym stands for Starbucks, Target, Ross, Ulta, and Trader Joe's. And I'm hitting every single one. Every single store. Not because I need something, but because the world needs to see this cut. And if I had more time in the day, I fuck around, go to every store in the city. I once got a haircut so clean, I literally applied to be on reality TV. And then Love Island hit me back, and it was a couple months later. I didn't have a haircut anymore, so I had to decline. So that tells you how important a haircut is. If you don't, the let me tell you the order of the haircut. The first day, you'll always love the haircut. But the best day is the second day when you had time to let that shit marinate. When that night you slept in your do-rag the first time. See, like if I show you guys my waves here, you probably can see it. Dude, after that second morning when I wake up and take that do-rag off from getting a haircut the first day, oh man, it's the best. A good haircut will make you feel invincible. I'm talking like I wanted to rob a bank one day, but I had to think about it because I'm not about to sit in jail for 2 years without a lineup, without a fade. Like that's crazy. So if I ever do it, it's gonna be strategically planned around my barber's schedule. So keep that in mind. But all jokes aside, guys, it's crazy how much our confidence, it's crazy how much we attach our confidence to external things. Looks, attention, validation. Because the moment those things get quiet, you're left with yourself. I want to talk to you guys about relationships and breakups. Because this part gets real. And women will break up with you and just move on with their life. Continue living. I'm talking new hobbies, new routines, doing all the stuff they hated before. Meanwhile, men, we go through it during a breakup. I'm talking full emotional collapse. Writing poetry, sending paragraphs. Niggas start to pray after they go through a breakup. Throwing up Hail Marys. I remember trying to get an ex back so bad, man, one time. And I told her she could have my phone for the day. And I'm not talking about like for that day. I'm talking about if you take me back, I'll give you my phone every day, and you could just you could hold on to it until I get back for the day or whatever the case may be. While I'm at work, and that's desperation. Like that's true desperation. And the crazy part is sometimes it works. And then 2 days later, when they finally do take you back, you're like, damn, I shouldn't have fought this hard. Like you always think that. And I wonder why. That's a thing where you lose someone and the thought of not having them and the thought of them being with someone else, it tears you up inside so much that you'll do anything to get them back. And then those very few chances that people are presented with to get back together, specifically the guy, you always never felt how you felt when y'all broke up. And it could be a narcissistic trait. It could be one of those masculine traits. I'm not really sure. So it's crazy. I don't know. What do you guys think? I was thinking about that the other day. And there are men who truly do learn from their mistakes that they made within a relationship. So there is a chance that they are being sincere and serious and really want to get back together. But I know a lot of stories where men will get back with that woman that they fought so hard for and then realize, you know what? I don't think I really wanted her. I think it was just my ego of not having access to her anymore. And I think that's something that I've learned and grew from over the years. And being in those situations has just increased my emotional intelligence, my communication, everything. So I just wanted to talk about that. I wanted to get you guys' opinion on that. But this is where I want to pivot to somewhere deeper. Because when you really think about love, it's kind of insane. When you really think about love, friendships, those lifelong connections you make with people, it's really insane because we all believe different things about a higher power. Whatever you believe in, I'm completely okay with. I do believe in God, but whatever higher power you believe in, that's on you. But look at the universe for a second, and I want you to think about this. Think about how precise gravity is, and if gravity even was just hair, a hair stronger, everything would collapse. If it was a hair weaker, everything falls apart. No stars, no planets, no life. And that level of precision, it really makes you think, because out of billions of people in the world, somehow you met that someone. You met that one friend that stayed in your life all your life. You met that, or you got two friends that's in your life, or you just got multiple that's just staying in your life. I mean, it makes you think, how out of all of those people, somehow I met you. It always felt like they were meant for you. And I always like to think like those odds, it has to be one in a zillion. And maybe it doesn't work out. But that doesn't mean it wasn't real. It just means it wasn't permanent. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that. I thought about that a while ago, because it's the point of the message is really just to cherish all the relationships that you had, even the ones that didn't last, because they were life lessons, and the odds of you meeting that specific person in your life that you met at that time, it is highly unlikely. So you cherish those people. You even cherish the relationships you don't have anymore, because somewhere in every relationship you had, somebody played a part in your personal growth. And it may have been ugly. It may have been ugly during that time, but it's still a lesson. And I'll tell you this, that's why I take risks. That's why I'm a risk taker. I let no opportunity go unturned. This podcast is a risk. Posting and getting 20 views is a risk. Building a business is a risk. But you know what scares me more? What scares me more than any risk? Regret. And I don't want to be old one day and sitting there thinking, you know what? I should have tried. I should have did this. I should have did that. Because I'll tell you this. Before you win, everybody will question you. And after you win, everybody will be like, wow, you got so lucky. And it's just a slap in the face to the hard work and effort that you put in to doing what it is you're great at. And that brought up another thought for me. The gap between average and greatness is consistency, not talent. And that always stood out to me, because if you do something and you just stick with it, it's consistency, it's resilience. A lot of Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's been out for a long time, and I think he said that he had about 500 episodes out before he even got monetized. And some things just Take those man hours you have to put into it. You're truly not a master at something until you put 10,000 hours into it. And if you put 10,000 hours into something and it still isn't working, then maybe you try something else. But at that 9,999th hour of work you put in, that could even be the time where everything changes. So consistency, resilience, being focused. Remember, the gap between average and greatness is consistency, not talent. Guys, let me give you guys something real. I want you guys, when you're around new people, when you're around people that's already in your life, because sometimes there are people in your life that you may not know yet that you should distance yourself from. I want you to pay attention how your nervous system reacts to people, not what they say. How do these people make your body feel? How do they make your nervous system feel? Some people bring peace, some people bring tension. And your body knows before your mind even catches up. And that anxiety you feel around certain people, that's not random. It's information. I talk a lot about depression on this podcast, and I talk about it because, like I mentioned earlier, I want to be a light to people who may be having struggles, battling depression, battling dark thoughts. You might be going through something traumatic. You might have hit rock bottom. So this podcast has always been, it's for everybody, but it's definitely to make a difference. Maybe somebody might see it one day and click it, and they might be going through something, and I say something that really triggers in them, and they're like, you know what, that really set with my heart. And whether that's one person or whether that's 100 people, I don't care. I do this podcast for those people, and I also do it for myself. This is a videographed journal of my life, of everything that I think about and want to talk about. And I share it with you guys because social media is never 100% accurate. And you should always, always, always not compare your life to anybody's on social media, because all the social media is showing you is the highlights, the best highlights of people's lives. And comparison will always be the thief of joy. This one might hit, guys. Free time, that's where depression lives. Because when you have too much time, you start thinking, overthinking, replaying, regretting. But when you're building, when you're moving, you don't have time to sit in those thoughts. So sometimes the solution isn't to heal, it's to move. Because healing will come along the way. To create, to build a mountain. Just to be the best self. Be the best version of yourself. And I like to think that healing comes along the way. And I always said that depression is where free time lives. I've always made the dumbest decisions when I was sitting in the house completely bored. And I use air quotes because it's okay to be bored. Sit in it, read a book. There's so many different things you can do. Free time is where depression lives. Guys, I want to wrap things up, but before I do, I want to make 2 announcements. The first is May 15th, Iceman is dropping. The Iceman Drake, as you guys know. Iceman is dropping May 15th. Finally. And if you guys have been around me once, I will always, 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 always find something, anyway, to bring up Drake. Drake is the greatest artist, entertainer, rapper of all time, dead or alive. And I may not get no love for saying that, but it's true. Numbers don't lie. And you base greatness off accolades, and Drake got it, man. You base it off numbers. Drake got it. And that kind of influence is not something you see from a person every day. It's special. Guys, let me leave you with this. People change when the pain of their situation becomes greater than the fear of doing something about it. So if you're uncomfortable right now, good. That means something is trying to change. And maybe you don't have everything figured out yet. But you're not supposed to. But just don't stay still. Always move. Always be doing something. This has been Deespresso Thoughts. Late night reflections for the bold, the tired, and the figuring it out. And if nobody told you today, you matter. And I'll catch you next time.